All right, Shalom, Yasharala. Giving infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Hara Kakadash, double honors to our apostles and our bishops of Great Millstone. Salutation to my fellow laborers in the Mashak Yahushai, pushes below doctrine across the four winds. Shalom. I had to start the video over. I ain't put the phone on Do Not Disturb. One of my family members called, so I had to start it all over. But I'm going to get back straight into the topic, man. I hate when that happens. It happens. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. You feel like the video has been edifying and something abruptly happens and you got to start it all over. But so be it. So I'm about to play the clip and follow it through the scriptures. I had to start over. And Abba Ratazai is edifying to the hearers.
Welcome to the year 2055. Where the AI server farms are draining water. Water is no longer our right. It's a product. You don't fetch water, you scamper it. Drinking water became more expensive because of the unavailability. Hidden near these dry rivers stand monstrous AI server farms. Pulling millions of liters daily in slums, people burn plastic waste to boil drain water just to survive. A smart water ATM scans your face to decide if you deserve water today. If access denied, try again tomorrow.
It's actually called day zero. Now, day zero is a moment when the water supply gets so low that governments have to shut off access to regular tap. It's a danger if nobody's talking. But it's going to hit harder than anything this decade. The world could run out of water. So remember, we're in the biggest tech transformation in history. Tech needs water. AI and data centers need water. Now, this is a serious threat, but it could be a huge opportunity. There's a reason why people like Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and other billionaires are investing in water. There's 5 ways to invest in water. Water ETS, PHO, FIW, both give you exposure to the entire ecosystem. For 2, you got water utilities, AWK, WTRG, both predictable, essential demand. Then you have infrastructure, filtration, desalinization, pipelines. These are the pick and shovels of the water ecosystem. You have water tech companies that are solving purification and recycling. Now, by the time everybody figures this out, it's going to be too late. Following along the future of money, resources, and other position during to this.
Welcome to the year 2.
All right. So what we just saw, this guy is giving you a glimpse of the future. We see clips like this and we follow them through the scripture because this is biblical. All right. The word apocalypse goes into biblical prophecies being fulfilled. Okay. So you're going to have some cataclysmic things happen on the planet Earth. And yes, the Lord said he's going to smite Egypt as plagues before. And you had a drought in Egypt. When the Lord turned the waters bitter, those people into blood, those people couldn't drink water. All right. When the Lord smite all of the animals with balls and stuff, you couldn't eat those animals. Okay. And the Lord is going to bring more diabolical plagues here on modern day Egypt because it's more detestable than ancient Egypt. Okay. You got men walking around, cutting their rides off, getting these mad scientists, pumping them up with hormones and stuff. And some of them, you can't tell the difference between a man and a woman. So when the Lord is going to do, he's going to plague this land and make the people suffer, but he's going to use the so-called white man to do it. All right. The deceiver of his, the so-called white man think he's all saying prophecy, but he's really fulfilling prophecy. The Lord has put the spirit on him to bring great death to the planet Earth. Okay. And when he brings great death, all right, he's going to bring famine. He's going to bring drought. He's building these energy centers. They have an energy center down here in Louisiana that they built. I forgot the name of the little town. They took it out in a rural area in a little town, and the people in that town say car accidents went up 200%. All right, and they say the waters got polluted because these energy centers have to use tons of water, no different than a nuclear facility. All right, they siphon water from the rivers, the oases, the reservoirs. All right. And what does that do to the citizens in those cities, in those towns? All right. It's going to get the water reserves are going to get so low. All right. They're going to have to ration the water. Then it's going to get to the point you're not even going to be able to get water unless you have those digital certificates, man. All right. And all these things were foretold in the Holy Scrolls. So without further ado, this is not going to be long. I'm going to start off in Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 11. All right, because the Lord told us to give the peoples of the earth warning from him. All right, we always talk about Jacob's trouble. All right, this is what Jacob's trouble is going to consist of: lack of resources, resources being depleted, persecution for the men of the Lord. All right, everybody disconnect from the matrix. All right, it's going to be a strong persecution like there was on the early church. But even for the 2/3 of the peoples of the earth, they're going to suffer. But that during that time, if your faith is if you build on your most holy faith, you're gonna the Lord is gonna comfort you. All right. But this is what's going to happen. All right. These people are going to suffer like they did in ancient Egypt before them. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So this is not talking about ancient Egypt, man. He says smite Egypt as his plagues before. This is a spiritual Egypt, all right? Because during the time of Ezra, all right, when you read up on during the time of him, he was during the time of the Persians, all right? The Babylonians had took down the ancient Egyptians. So he wasn't talking about ancient Egypt. He's talking about the Egypt that you read about in Revelation 11 chapter. That spiritual Egypt, a.k.a. fucking America, okay? And smite Egypt was plagues as before. The water was tainted in ancient Egypt. The Lord turned it into blood, okay? It had plague after plague after plague that brought Egypt down to its fucking knees. And the Lord said he's going to smite Egypt as plagues before. We about to see some shit here in America, man. And would destroy all the land thereof. All right. And what he's going to destroy, the way you do business and commerce, the morale of the people, the land is going to become a wasteland. Look at I Am Legend. The cities are going to become empty. All right. The sown places are going to become unsown. All right. You're not going to have government workers cutting the grass, tilling the ground, farmers in the Mideast farming the land so they could supply the land with mass produce. All right, down in Texas, and where they got all these cattle farms. Down here, they got the chicken farms. All right, the Lord is going to mingle that perverse spirit in Egypt, and is going to err in every work thereof. All right, so this place is going to become a third world country overnight, and you won't even be able to get your basic necessity, something simple as water, man. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 50. All right, in Jeremiah 50 and 51 is exclusively talking about America. Okay? Exclusively talking about America. All right? Because when you read about the things in Babylon being destroyed and so on and so forth, all right, ancient Babylon, Iraq is still flourishing. But the Lord say this Babylon, all right, it would never rise again when you read Jeremiah 50 and 51. This is talking about America, man. All right, you got to have your spiritual bifocus on when you read this. And the Lord got to give you ears to hear, eyes to see, and an understanding heart, all right, to understand these holy scrolls. All right, this is Jeremiah 50 and 31. A drought is upon her waters. This is talking about America, man. Babylon the Great, which you read about in Revelation, the 17th chapter. There will be a drought in America. There's going to be a sore famine in America, just like it was in ancient Egypt. And there's going to be a sore drought, all right, where you can't get that beautiful water. You got to, all right, and not having water is more detrimental than not having food. You can endure a longer time without food than you can water. All right. You're doing good if you last 7 days without water. Okay. So these people, this is what this devil is going to do. He's going to make the people suffer. When you read Revelation the 13th chapter, you say, and cause them, small and great, to come get the charagma. All right. When you cut off the water system, all right, and people are dependent on the government for their water, all right, what happens? When you don't get it, you'll do whatever it takes to get it. So if you got to go put this digital certificate, all right, inside of you, that's exactly what they're going to do. Okay? And it reads, bear with me, a drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. All right? That goes into everything, the business and commerce, the economy, all right? Everything, the school system, the educational industrial complex, all right? These government officials, everything about this place is going to be dried up, including the literal water reservoirs, the rivers, the streams, the creeks, all right? The Lord is going to make these people suffer, man. And the land of graven images. That's why the Lord is going to make it suffer, all right? Because of the idols upon this place. And they are mad upon their idols, all right? So this is the judgment of the Lord for those that forgot Yahweh Shema Shai. You're going to make your ass thirst to death, starve to death. He's going to make you kill your own family members for a bottle of water. You're going to get so hungry, you're going to kill and eat your own children. This is what the Lord said, give them warning from me. And if you don't take heed to these warnings, you're going to be a part of these catastrophes. Okay? This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. It's 4-time written. No, that's not what I want. Bear with me. All right, I want verse 6. These have the powers to shut heaven, that it rained not in the days of their prophecy. And that's exactly what the beloved brother Elijah did during his time. Okay? And have power over waters to turn them to blood. That's exactly what the beloved brother Moses did during his time. And to smite the earth with plagues often as they will. Now we are prophesying the things that were done in ancient Egypt and the things that they were done during the time of Elijah. Okay? Those things that we're in the spirit of Moses and Elijah here in this final hour. Those things that happened. All right, well, a sore drought came on the land 3 years during the time of Elijah, and the water turned into blood. All right, those catastrophes is going to happen here in Babylon. There's nothing new under the sun. That's why I brought that first piece out. The Lord said he's going to smite Egypt with plagues as before. One of the plagues during Moses' time was he turned the water into blood. And this devil is defiling the water as it is. Even while the economy is up and running, the society is up and running, and so-called flourishing, the waters that we drink is shit water. This water that we get comes from these dirty-ass rivers. They go to a chemical plant where it's treated with chemicals and heat, all right, and refined. And all of the alkalization that's supposed to be in the water, all of that shit is not in it. Okay? It's defiled. Okay? So yes, this is what's going to happen, man. These waters are going to be made bitter. Okay? I'm going to stay in this chapter. Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry that the wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they shall be judged. Okay? So we're living in that time right now, all right, where the nations' judgment is coming. See, the elites, they know their judgment is upon them. The simple fact that the prophets are back on the scene. That's why when you read Revelation, the next chapter, Revelation 12th chapter, all right, he's ready to crash out because he know he have a short time. He knew he had a short time when Elder Albert Bivens came on the scene, all right, and started prophesying that the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Hispanics of the nation of Israel. Okay? That's when he started knowing he had a short time. Okay? And it reads, and knew that his time to be judged was upon him. Okay? And that they should give rewards unto the servants, the prophets. And we're out here giving you warning from Yahweh Shema Shai. Drought is coming. Famine is coming. Civil unrest is coming. Radio frequency identification technology is going to be put on all facets of society. And if you get it so you can get your basic resources and necessities, you will not be forgiven by Yahweh Shema Shai, according to Revelation 14 and 9. Okay? And the Lord is going to reward his men that stand so stiffly for the testimony of Yahweh Shema Shai, even if it kills them. Okay? we're at the end. It's time for us to get that reward, man. There's no time to be getting weak right now. And to the saints, and they're that fear thy name, the elect, and those that are joined to those 12,000 men from each tribe that you read about in Revelation, the 7th chapter, the women, the children, all right, and the helps, so on and so forth. Small and great, and should destroy them which destroy the earth. See, this is what this devil is doing. He's destroying the water. He's detoxifying the air. He's building these energy centers, telling you life is going to be better for you, but in contrast, it's destroying the earth. These energy centers are destroying the earth. These chemical refinery plants that's been around 100+ years are polluting the air. You got a place down here in Baton Rouge called Cancer Alley, where everybody that live in these certain neighborhoods end up with cancer. Look at the fucking sea. You got miles and miles of plastic bottles and waste floating in the sea. All right? They build these offshore plants and drill into the earth crescent and these pipes bust, and then they breathe, and tons of oil flow in the sea, killing all the wildlife, man. These motherfuckers are children. They're children. You got a scripture that's saying children rule over us. They're destroying earth. You leave a child to his own devices. You leave a 6 or 7 year old child to their own devices in your house. You come back to your house, that bitch gonna be tore up, man. They're gonna go in the refrigerator, drop bottles, call themselves fixing something to eat. You're gonna have food everywhere. They're gonna go play. The pillow's gonna be everywhere. All right? Well, that's who's ruling over us, a child. He don't know that the anal cavity is not a sexual organ. Okay? And that's why he's destroying earth, and we're going to destroy him through the spirit power. We're waiting for our king to rise up to the prey, man. Okay? So while the waters are getting bitter, and that sore drought is coming, all right, you got to read things aforetime that was written for our learning. All right, so I'm going to read what happened with our ancestors in the ancient world, okay? Because these things that happen that you read about in the ancient world is going to happen in our day and time. Because we are our ancestors. All right, when you understand reincarnation, but that's another subject for another day. All right, this is Exodus chapter 15, verse 22. So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days into the wilderness and found no water. See, you got to have faith. All right, it might be days that we go. All right, when we're as pilgrims going to and fro because we're going to be ran out of our houses. All right, if you believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, you're going to be deemed a domestic terrorist. All right, so this system is going to be attacked, and you were disconnected from the Matrix. When you look at that movie, The Matrix, anybody that was disconnected from the Matrix attacked it. Okay, so what are we going to have to depend on? All right, we're going to have to depend on Yahweh Shem Shai to water us, to comfort us, to feed us. Okay. And when we got disconnected from Egypt's matrix in the ancient world, all right, a lot of our people murmured and complained, but Moses had faith, all right? When they found no water, Moses knew, they said they hadn't drunk water in 3 days in the wilderness of Shur and found no water. Verse 23, and when they came to Marah, they could not drink the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah. All right. So when this devil make the waters bitter here in America, all right, well, you ain't gonna be able to drink from the reservoirs. He's gonna toxify the waters so he can cause the people small and great come to his concentration camps to get karagmed up. All right, to get microchipped up. Okay. Even the waters as the bitter. If you got faith, the Lord will cleanse them. What we're about to read. That's for us. We're going to laugh at the famine. We're going to laugh at the drought, okay? And the people murmured against Moses. That means they didn't have faith. That's why the vast majority of them did not enter into that land of milk and honey, all right? Because they didn't have faith. Saying, what shall we drink? We know that the Lord is going to take care of us during the time when everybody else is suffering, all right? Because we believe in his word. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? Verse 25. And he cried unto Yahweh. See, we're crying to Yahweh right now, and he answers our prayers, and that's how our faith get built up, man. So when we go into Jacob's trouble, the Lord has answered our prayers so many times on this side. We're going to go into Jacob's trouble with confidence. We know he's not going to lead us or forsake us. Psalms 37 say, I've never seen the righteous forsaken or the seed begging bread. Matthew the 28th chapter, the Lord say, I will be with you always, even unto the end of the world, man. Okay? And he cried unto Yahweh, and Yahweh showed him a tree. See, the Lord fed the people because of Moses. Moses had the faith that you were supposed to have. Him, Joshua, and Caleb. Okay? And when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. See that bitter water, all right, that they came upon? It was made sweet. So let's say this devil have radiation in the water. He do something to toxify the water. A believer could come to that same body of water, pray to Yahweh B'Shem Awashai, and the Lord would cleanse their water and alkalize their water. And it'd be a beautiful aqua boogie for his servants to eat. Okay? Servants to drink, Salaki. These water crises and famines is not going to have an effect on the service of prophets. Now I will say this. We may get tested and we may go a few days without these things, and the Lord is going to see that you hold fast and don't give in and be like, man, I just can't take this shit no more. I'm going to the concentration camp and get marked so I can give me some water. You see? You're not worthy for the kingdom of heaven. Your faith is small. In the day of adversity, you're going to fall. You're going to fold up like a lawn chair. Okay? There he made them a statute and an ordinance, and he proved them. And the men of the Lord are going to be proved. Okay? We're going to laugh at the famine. We're going to laugh at the drought that comes upon this place. When this devil defiles the water, toxify it where it can't be drinking. When he does a design, all right, engineered famine here in America, all right? We're not going to go to his concentration camps and facilities to get the Quran so he could use that basic, that UBI, Universal Basic Income, to ration us his defiled food. Fuck all that. We're going to call on Yahweh B'Shem Awashai, and he's going to supply our needs, man. All right? But this will come to pass. Though it tarry, will surely come to pass. All right? I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to salute Yahweh B'Shem Awashai and the apostles, and I'm going to play this clip and end it, man. This will truly happen. Though it tarry, will surely come to pass. So with that, Abba Ratazai was edifying to the hearers. I'm going to give infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh B'Shem Awashai, B'Shem Hara Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles and our bishops, a great millstone. All right, and salutation to our fellow laborers in the Marshak Yahawashah, pushing his beloved doctrine across the four winds in this fine hour. All right, Shalom.
Welcome to the year 2055, where the AI server farms are draining water. Water is no longer our right. It's a product. You don't fetch water, you scan for it. Drinking water became more expensive because of the unavailability. Hidden near these dry rivers stand monstrous AI server farms, pulling millions of liters daily. In slums, people burn plastic waste to boil drain water just to survive. A smart water ATM scans your face to decide if you deserve water today. If access denied, try again tomorrow.
It's actually called day zero. Now, day zero is a moment when the water supply gets so low that governments have to shut off access to regular tap water. It's a danger and nobody's talking. But it's going to hit harder than anything this decade. The world could run out of water. So remember,
the world will run out of
water. This tech needs water. AI and data centers need water. Now, this is a serious threat, but it could be a huge opportunity. There's a reason why people like Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and other billionaires are investing in water. There's 5 ways to invest in water. You have water ETFs, PHOFIW, both give you exposure to the entire ecosystem. Number 2, you got water utilities, AWK, WTRG, both predictable, essential demand. Then you have infrastructure, filtration, desalination, pipelines. These are the pick and shovels of the water ecosystem. You have water tech companies that are solving purification and recycling. Now, by the time everybody figures this out, it's going to be too late. Following for more on the future of money, resources, and how to position your into this.
Welcome to the year 2050.